Howdy everybody, it's me Manic coming to you from the bunker system. I had to come downstairs to wash the missus' clothing, to do her laundry, and it just occurred to me that I needed to talk about a man's thing. Lawnmowers. Well, you all bought lawnmowers it failed. These are failed moments of lawnmower horror. Lawn mowing horror. Let's just put it that way. Magical moments of lawn mowing horror. That's what's going to be up there. And this is there's two I'm going to have to combine. That's starting with the horrible story, ending with an even more horrible story. And this, I got to preface this by saying, if you're a woman married to a man, or let's just put it this way, that's not right. I'll get in trouble for that. If you're a person married to somebody who's never mowed the lawn before, even though it's an extremely nice gesture, don't take it upon yourself to buy any equipment for the person that takes care of the landscaping. And I'm going to illustrate why right now. I had a 1971 Ford lawn and garden tractor. The steering box was almost out of it, but it's still, after being abused by at least two people before me, before I got a hold of it, it still ran great. The deck had been welded together so many times I could never get it to cut straight, and I tried. I replaced bushings and and looked at it, but anyway, so I thought I just need a new lawnmower, right? And I expressed that. And the person that lives with me, she goes, I'm going to tell you what happened. She went and talked to people. What kind of lawnmower would you buy? Oh, here's the thing. I told her that I had a friend who was going to give me a Kubota lawn tractor. And of course I tell her this, but she goes and she talks to a guy that runs a landscaping business and says, Mark somebody's going to give him a Kubota lawn tractor, and this guy says, well, if somebody's giving it away, it can't be worth anything. It's got to be broken and messed up. Well, no, it wasn't. So, okay. So I'm in the basement one day, and a truck pulls into the driveway, right? And there's two guys, and I go, what? What do you guys want? Well, we're delivering to you a riding lawnmower. I kind of figured out right away what was going on. I thought, well, this is interesting. They opened the back door and they're contractors for Sears. It's a Sears lawn and garden tractor. I just thought, right then and there, I thought, no. This is not going to work out. Because anything you buy from Sears, that the Sears people at the location that the thing shows up at, if it's not put together at the factory and it has to be assembled at the location at the Sears store, it's not going to work. It never has. I learned that lesson in 1974 when I bought a bike from them. It never worked right. They wheeled the thing out. It's a Craftsman. Now, why did she settle on a Craftsman? Well, she talked to somebody else who said Sears, because everybody has their own opinion, and it's like, that was the cheapest one. Anyway, okay. So they roll the thing out. They leave, the lawn needs mowed, put gas in the mower, whatever I had to do, read the directions. It doesn't matter whether I read directions or not. Anyway, I go around, I'm not making this part up. I went around the yard. I don't have a giant yard. I got a pretty good sized yard, but it's not like, so I didn't go very far. The point is, I didn't go very far. I didn't even make one loop, and the thing stops cutting, okay? I looked down under there and I couldn't believe it. There were this mess of belts. There's a belt for the transmission. Not a good idea. And then there's the belts for the mower deck. Well, the belt for the transmission, something, what? I don't know. It just burned up like halfway around the yard. Like, oh, son of a bitch. Okay, so call Sears. What do you have to do? We have to take it to our service center, which is a long way away. So I have to load it up. Well, I did it. I probably could have done this. Anyway, we'll get to the I'm getting ahead of myself. I load it up onto my trailer. I put my trailer on my Jeep, load it up. I take it to the service center. I have to find a place, long way away. Take it to the service center. I unload it, and they've got the back of the store, two giant, like where you can pull a semi truck in. There are two giant big ass doors like that. They open it up, and the whole inside of this area where they repair lawnmowers is packed, stem to stern, with lawnmowers. I just looked at it and I said, "When can you get to this?" And the guy helping me unload says, "Oh, well, we got a guy that comes in twice a week." I'm looking at all these lawnmowers, and they got a guy that comes in twice a week. I looked at him and said, "I'm not leaving this mower here. There's no way." We push it back up into the trailer. I take it away, call Sears and say, "You know, I'm not going to, this is brand new." This is what I should have done to begin with, to cut out the part where I'm hacking. Anyway, this story is just taking so long. Get to the point. There's no point. The point is taking care of all this shit's a nightmare. Anyway, so load it back up, bring it home, call Sears. "Well, we have you have to bring it back to the store that you got it from." Well, she bought the thing, not the closest Sears, but the Sears that was farther away, much farther away than the closest Sears. So I have to take it there. "Oh, we've got one on the floor. We'll just exchange it." So I take it up there, unload the thing, load the other one on my trailer, drive all the way back home, get it out of the trailer. And you think I'm going to be making up this part. I'm not making this up. Not even once around the yard and the transmission belt burns up. I swear to frickin' God, I'm not making this up. So then, my wife, apparently to save face, or to help out more, calls Sears and gets kind of crabby with him. "The damn mower, we don't want it anymore. Take it back." I'm like, "Oh, thank God." Finally saw the light on that one. So, I'm home all day long. When they're coming to pick up the mower, they don't come. All frickin' day long I'm calling them. "Well, we don't know where our drivers are." "What do you mean you don't know where your drivers are?" "I don't know." So then the next day they finally come. I'm home. I have to stay around. They come, and it's a contractor. Sears hired at the time. I don't know what they do. They hired contractors to pick shit up. The guys come. They pick it up. The contractor has a nerve to ask me, because of his own curiosity, didn't write it down, or, "Why are you sending this back? Like, what the hell's wrong with it?" I'm like, "It don't work. Get it out of here." Oh, man. I could go into what I ended up with. I got to go into that. This is going to be, I'm just going to, all the lawnmower stories are coming out today. So, then, she still wants to be nice, my wife. This is a good story. No, it isn't. It doesn't, I'm not even going to go into the part like, how do you pay for the darn lawn tractor? Instead of, never mind, that's not good. So, you know what? I'll figure out which one that's, to me, the lawn tractor that seems fairly reasonably priced, not like the Craftsman lawnmower, not as reasonably low priced, inexpensively priced Craftsman lawnmower. And I ended up with a Cub Cadet. Why? Because I wanted a hydrostatic transmission. Never ever did I want all of those belts flying around underneath the darn thing. So, and the Ford had a hydrostatic on it. It was great, okay? You mow forward, you mow backwards, you mow forward, you mow backwards, you mow forward. So I get the Cub Cadet home. It's got a steel deck, it's steel. This is at the period when major companies making lawn tractors start putting plastic crap on them, selling them at your box hardware stores. You know, they devise this low-end brand of lawnmower to sell at the box stores. So I figured, but you know, okay, that's I'm hacking again. Anyway, cut out the part where I'm hacking. Allergies. Okay, so I buy this, and it's like twice as expensive as the Sears thing, but I'm getting the mowing forward and mowing backward. And it's a steel deck. It's a heavy-duty deck. I could tell the deck's good, not like the Craftsman deck. It's a bigger deck. It's just better. Okay, the mower's worked out, right? But I get it home, and I get out, and I'm mowing, and I back up, and the blade stops spinning. I'm like, what the fuck? Turn the blade back on again, pull forward, back up, the blade stops spinning. Well, I get the manual out. There's a disconnect. Why? Because at some point somebody backed up over something that they shouldn't have. They should have been paying attention. So every lawnmower now that goes forward and goes backwards has to turn the frickin' blade off when it goes backwards. Because it's safer. What's the point of having a hydrostatic transmission if your mower won't mow sideways? I don't care. Oh, Jesus. So, there's the point of this story. Anything you do to anything to make it safer, there's got to be a reaction to it that's going to cause somebody to get hurt. So, now, I've got this mower that won't mow in reverse, and in places where I normally mow in reverse, okay? So then I'm starting to make wider turns and do all this stuff, and I get to the edge of the hillside and it starts to slip over because I can't back the effing thing up, right? Like I'll just make a larger turn, a bigger. I had to get the Jeep and pull the thing up. It didn't go over. But that's the point. It could have went over and there could have been a tragedy. Then what? Well, don't worry about it because when you come off the seat, the blade stops running too. So while you were flying through the air and the mower is coming down on you, all 800 pounds of it or whatever, the blade's not going to be spinning. You won't get hurt too badly. All right. Okay, the end. The really horrible story is it doesn't have anything to do with me mowing the lawn, but when I was a kid going to elementary school, they used to let us out for lunch back in the good old days. You could go home for lunch, and I would go home for lunch. On the way home for lunch with my friend, we went through this backyard because we went where we wanted to. It was a small town. Walking through a backyard, there's a lawnmower running, and there's a guy laying on the ground with his leg. It's all bloody. So we go over to his mom's house and say, "Hey, next door, there's a guy laying on the ground, the lawnmower's running, and his legs all bloody." Well, it turned, okay, we ate lunch, what the hell? He was dead! He had picked up a clothes hanger and with and there were no safety devices, so it shot it right into his leg. Why wasn't there a sensor? Oh, foreign matter in the blade, the computer and turn it off. Well, this was back before. I shouldn't say that because then they'll do that too. There's so many switches and shit and all that crap. Oh, I gotta tell another story. Here's another lawnmower story. This is a third party, second party, third hand story. But I swear it's true because I worked with the guy, okay? It's a true story. It's been verified. A guy is working on his lawnmower. His lawnmower's on a picnic table. He's working on it. The lawnmower's running. He goes to pick the lawnmower up to put it on the ground and slices his fingertips off. So they send my friend, who's a photographer for the place that I worked for, the newspaper. They send him to take pictures of this guy so that we could run a story about, don't do this, be careful, it's summer. Every summer the local papers run the be careful, don't kill yourself with your lawnmower story. And Joe says, oops, I gotta cut out his name. Why not? Joe, who? It's his first name. Who's probably watching this anyway. Joe says, well, how did you do this? And the guy puts the lawnmower on the table and starts it and says, well, I lifted it off and before Joe can do anything, he reaches and he lifts it and he cuts his fingers again. This sounds completely and utterly fantastically stupid, but I swear it happened. It's fun to listen to Joe tell the story because then he's like, I had to put the damn guy in my car and take him to the hospital. I told him to hold his hands outside with the bandages all torn from the first accident, bleeding all over the place because he was getting blood all over the inside of my car. I didn't like that. Lawnmowers, you got to be careful. But why do they need all this stuff all over the place where you can't do anything except it makes them break down faster, they don't run, and you're going to hurt yourself anyway, so what the hell difference does it make whether there's safety devices or not? You know what I'm saying? Anyway, that's post. I don't know. I know people do this all the time. Go ahead, post your story.